Give glory to the God in heaven and on the earth. Let there be peace to the people who please God. Good morning, children. Welcome back to computer science class. I hope you all are safe by God's grace. Okay, so today we are getting into a fresh chapter, chapter 15. We dealt with chapter 14 very thoroughly, and now we are getting into chapter 15. So what is chapter 15? It's data manipulation through SQL. It's data manipulation through SQL. What is SQL? It's structured query language, and then we are querying the database. So that is called as structured query language. And what is manipulation? What are the queries that we are going to use to pull out the data is called as manipulation. Good. Okay. So now let's get into the second thing. Okay. So you already know what is SQL. So what is SQL? It's structured query language and querying the database or filtering a data whatever we require. Good. Now what are the topics we are going to see in today's lesson? Okay. First we are going to see about introduction. Always we will deal with introduction when we enter into a new chapter, right? And second, we are going to see about SQLITE. So what is SQLITE? It's one of the DBMS software, SQLITE, and how it is being used. Okay. So now third, we are going to see about creating database. So this creating database plays a main role in this lesson. And last, we are going to see about SQL queries. So what is SQL queries? Filtering a data is called as the SQL queries. Okay. So these are the four topics we are going to see today. Okay. So now we are going to deal with the first concept. So what is the first concept? Introduction. You already know about SQL. I am going to give you an introduction. Okay. See here, a database is an organized collection of data. We already learnt it. The term database can refer to data themselves or database management system. Correct. And then the database management system is a software application for the interaction between the users and database. Users don't have to be a human users. We can also have robots or machines for the users. So it's not required. Users don't have to be human users. Okay. And then next, the last point, they can be other programs and applications as well. We will learn how Python can interact as a user of an SQL database. Now we are going to see how the Python itself can interact as an user on the SQL database. Okay, this is all about your introduction. Learn what is database and then the interaction and how Python is going to interact with the user and an SQL database. Good. Okay. Now next to introduction, what was again topic? Correct. And now we are going to see in detail about what is SQLITE. Okay. So what is SQLITE? See here, SQLITE is a simple relational database system which saves its data in regular data files or even in the internal memory of the computer. It is designed to be embedded in applications. It's designed in applications. Database server programs such as MySQLite, Oracle, SQLite, Soft. As I told you, all these are called as the databases. Okay. And then it's making it easier to work. Python have a native library for SQLite. What is native library? Where all the files has been stored, that is called as the native library. Okay. And now next we are going to see about the steps how to work with the SQLite. There are 3 steps. We will see them one by one. So what is the first step? The first step is we have to import SQLite. So last lesson we saw about importing. What are the 3 modules? Correct. Sys module, OS module, and then get OPT module. And now we are going to import here SQLite. Okay. And what's the second step? So second step, we have to create a connection between the connect method and pass the name of the database file. So we have to use the connect method and pass the name of the database file. Correct. And the third one is set the cursor object. Cursor is equal to connection dot cursor. It's very important. So this cursor plays an important role in all the programs that we are going to see further. Okay. Cursor and connection dot cursor. How we are going to connect it. That's very important. So connection dot server or connection dot cursor. Okay. Now we'll see a small example how it is used. See here. So example SQCOMM. Okay. This is the name of a database. And now SQL statement. You are connecting it with the SQL statement. First assigning the values and then we will connect it. These are the 3 important steps that has to be used when you are importing an SQLITE file. Okay. Okay. So now, okay. What do you understand by this diagram? Okay. So now we are going to see how to create a new database. Okay. How to create a new database? Creating database. Okay. In SQL. Okay. Creating table. Below this we are going to see about creating table. And next we are going to see about adding records. So 2 things. Creating table and then adding records. These are the 2 concepts we are going to see below. Creating database. This is how you have to create a new database in SQL. Okay. So now first we are going to see about creating a database. We will see the syntax in detail. So I'm repeatedly telling, without the syntax you can't write a program. So make sure you're thorough with the good syntax. Okay. So now see how the syntax is. So import module. So all these in the hash symbol says what we are going to do. Don't worry about it. Just concentrate on this. Import SQLITE 3. So SQLITE 3 is the database name. So SQLITE 3. And then connection is equal to, this is very important. Connection is equal to SQLITE 3 dot connect academy.db. So academy is the name of the database file. And then we are using the cursor. As I told you, cursor plays a very important role here. See, cursor is equal to connection dot cursor. Now we are connecting the program with the cursor. Connection dot cursor. Okay. This is how you have to write the syntax for creating a database. Okay. And now next we are going to see about creating table. So creating table. So how we are going to create a table? See, create table student. So name of the table is student. And what are the values you are giving here? Roll number is some data type integer. And then name is character. Grade is also character. Gender is character. Average, it can be float or integer. Say for say they are giving float. And date of birth is date. And then primary key is the roll number. Date. And then primary key, you are setting the primary key as the roll number. This is set as the roll number over here. Okay. This is how you have to write the syntax for creating a table. Okay. Make sure you are giving the correct data type for the correct field you are going to set. Good. Okay. So now next to creation of table, we are going to see about creating table as syntax. How to write a program using creating table. See here. The cursor object is created by calling the cursor method. That is, we saw about connection. The cursor is used to transverse. What is transverse? Put it in a vice versa manner. Transverse the records from the result set. So it is pulling out it from the result set. Correct. You can define an SQL command with a triple quoted string. In Python. Why we are using triple quote? See here. Sometimes the values in table might contain single or double quote. So that is why we are using triple quote. I already explained you the meaning of single quote, double quote and triple quote in earlier classes. Okay. Just recall it. And now next to creation of table, we are going to see how the program is being imported. See here, creating a table. This is how you have to use the creation of table syntax when you move to the lab. See, they are creating a table, and after creating, the first name, last name and all the things is given in the command prompt. We are going to use only command prompt when we are using SQL commands. Once after you complete everything, what will happen? The table will be listed as it is shown here. You can see the table here. It's listed as it is shown here. Okay. Now let's see how the syntax works. See, again same thing. Create table student. They are giving it in a separate line. So there we saw they all are jumbled. So here they are separately writing in a different thing. So line by line /n. Okay. They are writing it line by line. That's the difference between creation of a table. Okay. So now next we are going to see about creating a table, and in creating a table we are going to see an insert command. See, to populate add record, the table insert command is passed to SQLITE method and it executes the SQL command to perform some actions. Okay. Now what are the actions? Look at the program here. Don't get confused about other things. Look at this alone. So connection, cursor is given here. What we are doing? Insert. We are going to insert the values. Insert student name number. This already we saw in the earlier example. Okay. And now we are giving all the datas. And after giving all the datas, we are also giving the values. And after setting the values, we are giving connection, commit, and then close. These are the two important things. So commit, and then the next thing is close. So what will happen? A student table will be created. So what is the output now here? See here, student table created. Okay, this is how the output is being displayed for creating a table. Okay, now next to creation of table, what is the last concept we are going to see about? SQL query using Python. So what are the types of SQL query using Python? Select. The main thing is the select command, right? And below select, we are going to see about fetch all are small things. So fetch all, fetch many, and the last one is fetch one. So using select, we are going to see fetch all, and next fetch many, and the last one is fetch one. These are the three things we are going to see it quickly in this chapter. Okay. See the select command, how the select command is working. Select from asterisk. I already told you what is asterisk is used to select all the records. Correct. Okay. So this asterisk means we are selecting all the records from the table. Okay. Now what is the select? See, the select is the most commonly used statement in SQL. The select statement in SQL is used to retrieve or fetch data from a table in a database. The syntax for using this statement is select asterisk from table name, and all the table name can be fetched in form of list. So everything can be fetched in form of list. Correct. Okay. And now we are going to see about the select in detail. See here. Now don't worry about this. This remains the same. Here CRSR connection, and then select asterisk from student, fetch all. So now we are using fetch all to fetch all the queries. So for I in answer, print I. So the output will be printed as I. So I is a looping format. Okay. This is about your select command. And next to select, first thing we are going to see about fetch all. So what is fetch all? So this remains the same. And see only here, if you are using cursor.fetch all, and here this fetch all, it will pull out all the data in the output. Whatever record is given by the user, the whole output will be printed. So that is called as fetch all, right? Okay. And next we are going to see about what is the next thing? Fetch one. Only one entry we are going to fetch. So that is called as fetch one. See the difference? There they were using fetch all. Here they are using fetch one. Why? Because you are going to fetch only one record. So that is why we are using fetch one. Correct. And now what's the next thing? Fetch many. Correct. Fetch one. Before getting into many, you have one more concept in fetch one. So in fetch one, see here earlier we saw about fetch one. Only one record is being printed. So now how to print each and every record one by one? So you are using print fetch all records one by one while result is not none till the end of the record is being done. All the records will be printed. How many records are there? Each and every records will be printed one by one. That is the use of fetch one. Correct? Okay. The other things remains the same, only the fetch command alone varies. Okay, now we are getting into fetch many. So what is fetch many here? See, only this gets changed. Fetching the first 3 records, fetch many of 3. From the result, they are printing, this is first one, Aravind is second data, and Bhaskar is the third data. This is how it is being printed. So fetch all, fetch one, fetch many. Okay. These are all are about the queries that we learnt in fetch one, fetch many, and then fetch all. 3 things I am repeating. Fetch all, fetch many, and then fetch one. Okay. And this is all about today's chapter, children. One more thing, the last thing we are going to see. Fetch many, we have one more example. So we are using a new line here. See here, /n. This /n means you are printed in each and every line. In earlier example, we saw it is jumbled. And now we are printing it step by step. That's the difference between this fetch many. Okay, this is all for today's lesson. And now we will hear the table itself is speaking to you about the uses of creating a database and then the table. Okay, so listen to it, take up your test and take up your Kahoot on time. Come to Teaching Zooms. Please make use of this opportunity that we are providing to you. Nice to see you. Databases are used just about everywhere, including banks, retail, websites, and warehouses. Bank uses database to keep track of customer accounts. This type of table works with databases and unloads data from them by using SQL queries. The key which serves to search record from this lookup table is mainly the where part. And mainly 866 company use the SQL server in a great day. God bless you, children. Thank you.